Welcome to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is Friday, September 3rd, 2021, and it's the beginning of Labor Day weekend. I'm pretty excited about that. Hey, just want to remind you, if you like the show, hit that share button right now and share it with someone who will benefit from the show or will enjoy the show or just wants to see my cool jacket. Come on, let's go for it. Hit the like button and let me know you enjoy it, of course. Hey, leave some comments, get involved, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and of course you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com, and you will get to learn real estate investing, stock options trading, and just about anything and everything that has to do with money. And you'll get to meet me. So on today's show, we're going to be discussing the following. We'll talk a little bit about the market update and what happened today. We're going to talk about the jobs report surprise and the surprise from the jobs report reprise. So surprise. Oh boy. I got to really practice saying these tongue twist words. We're going to talk about Apple and child porn. Yep, I said that right. Apple and child porn. Will New Yorkers return to New York? We're going to talk about Hurricane Ida and some of the things that have happened and some of the benefits and, of course, some of the disasters in that as well. And I'm going to talk about some stocks that I'm going to highly recommend. All right, today the Dow edged down lower. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of surprised. It only went down just about 75 points. At one point, it was down about 130, but even that's not so bad. But of course, it was up earlier. It was up earlier before the jobs report. So when I woke up this morning, I saw the futures. So I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be a great day. But then the jobs report came out, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. The S&P held in there, and the NASDAQ, it might have even broken a record. It was right at record territory, and it kind of stayed there. Look, the stock market's been relatively quiet this week, and keeping major indices in relatively a narrow range on most of the days. Earnings season has pretty much wound down, so we're at the end of earnings seasons, with the bulk of the S&P 500 companies done sharing their second quarter results. Of course, trading also typically slows down ahead of the Labor Day market. Of the Labor Day weekend, I should say, since U.S. and stock and bond prices markets are all closed on Monday and the holiday. September, just so you know, is also traditionally a slow month for trading, so expect a stall in the market. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the jobs report and the jobs report surprise. So first of all, non-farm payroll growth in August increased by just 235,000 jobs versus the expectations of 720,000 jobs. If you remember, yesterday I said if there was a major variance from this 720,000 too high or too low, expect some movement in the stock market. Now, absolutely, if we would have had, let's say we would have had, 800,000, 850,000 jobs, that would have been, believe it or not, that would have crashed the market. And it would have crashed the market because the Fed might have raised interest rates. But the fact that we had 235,000, you would have thought that would have crashed the market. And this really surprises me. So first of all, the unemployment rate fell to 5.2%, which was in line with estimates. That might have been part of the reason. It might have been part of the reason because the unemployment rate did not go down. There was no major change in unemployment. Leisure and hospitality jobs were flat during the month after leading the way for much of the year. So really, basically, people aren't going, the restaurants have all hired, the hotels have all hired, they're not looking for new ones. Wages, now check this out, wages rose at a 4.3% year-over-year clip. Now, this is interesting because if wages rise, what do you think happens? Inflation. All right, with the Delta surge, the Delta surge. Every time I hear that, it drives me nuts. States and businesses are re-implementing COVID safety measures, like cutting back on indoor dining, which could slow operations and therefore hiring. The leisure and hospitality sector, which has been driving job growth for the past 6 months, stalled. And that's like we said. The retail sector lost 29,000 openings, with the majority coming from food and drink establishments. Now, of course, President Biden blames the Delta variant and unvaccinated people for a weaker than expected jobs report. So you, the person who is unvaccinated, it's your fault that Biden is a complete disaster. Never forget that. I'm surprised he didn't blame Trump. He actually called out Americans who still have not gotten the vaccine as the reason for slowing job numbers. Wow. Wow. I just couldn't believe it when I saw this. So listen, you unvaccinated people, if you know somebody who's unemployed, if you get vaccinated, they will get a job. Just remember that. So for every vaccine, somebody gets a job. A job in every vaccine. Wow. All right. But maybe it could really be that his free money was the problem. Maybe it's because he was given $300 an extra a week to all the unemployed people. No, it couldn't be that. That would make, I don't know, sense. Nope, it's always all about COVID and the Delta variant. Hey, one of my favorite books. What does 1984, George Orwell, 1984, say about war? In 1984, war is peace refers to the idea that placing the nation in constant state of war, individuals are motivated to ignore their discontent with their government, thus ensuring unending domestic peace. Freedom is slavery. By the way, this is all from 1984. Freedom is slavery refers to the fact that the absolute freedom can lead to a life pursuing pleasure. Right? Now, if you replace the word war with COVID, check it out, right? COVID is peace. Refers to the idea that placing a nation in a constant state of fear, individuals are motivated to ignore their discontent with their government. Wow, George Orwell called it. All right, let's get back to money. Okay, what about the Fed and the decision to slow easing and raise interest rates? Strategists said that the August report could put the Fed on a slower track to move away from its easing policy that some market pros have expected. The market has been divided. Some strategists and economists expect an announcement from the Fed in September if the jobs picture was strong, while others expect an announcement in November, December. So basically, what's this all about? It basically means, hey, is the Fed going to slow down? Is interest rates going to rise? I have been saying it for years. Raise interest rates. Slow it down. If you don't do this, not only will inflation run away, and it already has. I don't know why people say it's temporary. It's not temporary. But not only will inflation run away, but you can't fix the next problem when it happens. You've got to take a little bit back so you can give a little bit more later on. It's the only answer. All right, we're going to come back in a couple of minutes and we're going to discuss Apple and child porn.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I'm your host. And so far, we have been discussing how the Dow didn't really fall that much with the strange or the poor jobs report. It only dropped about 75 points. That's not bad. In fact, the Nasdaq actually broke a record, or was hovering right at a record, which again is fantastic for the fact that the jobs report was just so bad. And again, I think it's just because of the strange time we live in. The the Delta variant is becoming a problem, and people are accepting it, and it's fine. But hey, look, it's okay with me because my stocks didn't move that much down. Actually, gold moved up, which is also great. So let's talk a little bit about Apple and child porn. Yep, Apple and child porn. So Apple is delaying the rollout of its tools aimed at combating child pornography on the iPhone after sparking concern among privacy advocates that the software could create broader risk for users. As part of the latest initiative, the company planned to roll out a system through an iPhone software update later this year that could identify known child pornography images, then alert Apple if a certain number of those images were uploaded to the company's cloud storage service known as iCloud. Privacy experts and critics worried this feature was a signal that the tech giant was softening its posture on how it protects data via encryption. The company has battled with law enforcement and government officials for years over the ability to harvest data encoded in its devices. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this. So first of all, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years ago that there was a known terrorist that they captured, and he had an iPhone. And the government asked Apple to unlock the iPhone to see if they can find anything relevant or any information that they can do to stop, some terrorist activity. And Apple said, no, we can't because it's private. It's privacy. Now, at the time, I got to be honest with you, I'm on both sides of this fence. One is, hey, look, if unlocking that iPhone could have saved the lives of, 100 people, 1 million people, whatever, it was really important that they unlocked that iPhone. But at the same time, you have to remember that if these guys can break into this guy's iPhone, guess what? They can break into your iPhone too. So now we have the same issue once again. And the issue comes down to, hey, if you have child pornography on your phone, yes, I want to beat the crap out of you, but do I have the right to get into your iCloud and look for it? And then if I am looking for that, or if I find something that looks like that, what else am I allowed to look for? So I'm struggling with this. I'm going to continue to struggle with it, but privacy is very important. But at the same time, we just did the reference to 1984. All of us have basically given in to 1984. How many of you have an Alexa in your house? How many people have first of all, the Alexa with the camera in it? So the Alexa View, it's amazing, right? So I have on my desk right now, there's a computer and there's a camera staring right at me. Not the camera that's recording this show, but the camera staring right at me. I don't know if this camera's watching me or not. I mean, I know people who put tape over the camera because they're panicked over it. But at this point, how much privacy do we really have? Does it really matter? I don't know. Based on feedback from customers, advocacy groups, researchers, and others, they have decided to take additional time over the coming months to collect input and make improvements before releasing this critically important child safety feature, Apple said. Apple didn't address when it could roll out the update. So here's the answer. The answer is they're doing it. They're not going to stop doing it. They just want to make sure that they could make themselves look good while they invade your privacy. So that's it. Just clearly, just don't have too many important things on your phone, like anything. All right, will New Yorkers return to New York? The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles estimated that this July, 33,500 New Yorkers, many able to work anywhere with an internet connection, had made the move in the preceding 10 months to Florida. They all went to Florida. Wow. A real estate firm's analysis of post-change of address forms counted some 26,000 moves from Metro New York to the Miami area in 2020. Why did they move? Let's explain that one. This is so obvious. Because Florida is freedom. Freedom is the last place in this country, and Texas is the last place in the country that has freedom now. I mean, you go into some of these states and you have to wear a mask. You have to show your papers. Show me your papers. Show me your papers. You have to show your papers. And what else do you think happened? Crime, 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 and crime. So if we're living in a state or a city like New York, and Mayor de Blasio says, listen, you police, you can't do your job. So if somebody's robbing somebody, just ignore them because it's not that important. So what do you think people who what do you think criminals are going to do? They're going to say, well, he's such a nice guy. De Blasio is such a nice guy. I think I'm going to stop robbing people because there's no police anymore. Really? The dumbass leadership in these places is causing people to leave. And why are they leaving? Because they know that there's freedom somewhere else. Why would you want to be in a crime-infested cesspool of people who take your freedom away? Well, that's what's happening. So they're trying to get it back. Hey, before I get off this topic, remember this saying, make America Florida again. All right, let's talk a little bit about Hurricane Ida when we come back. So we're going to go take a quick commercial. I want to talk to you a little bit about Phil's car, win Phil's car. Listen, if you haven't entered Phil's car, enter this contest. If you're watching this show, enter this contest. You might get a car.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the market, how the Dow only dropped about 75 points, which is pretty wild. The NASDAQ either hit a record or was really close to a record, and the S&P held in there today, even though the jobs report was an amazing disappointment. And of course, don't forget that our wonderful, amazing President Biden blamed you, the unvaccinated, for his poor performance. So if you are if you're not vaccinated, please go out there and get the vaccine, because the vaccine will give somebody a job. So if you care about people and you care about people having jobs, make sure you get the vaccine. Do your part. All right, let's talk a little bit about Hurricane Ida and what's going on with Hurricane Ida. Now, I want to talk about this because it does lead to money, but there's some important things in here. First of all, New York, Philadelphia, and New Jersey are all suffering from massive damage left by the wake of the storm Ida. I just had to mention one thing, Ida. Wow, what a soft name. Wouldn't you like to have an Aunt Ida or Grandma Ida? You know, hi Grandma Ida, you're so sweet. And then you come in there and you destroyed, you know, the whole East Coast. Man, I just, you know, why can't we name it, you know, like I don't know, Hurricane Joe. Ha! I wonder where that came from. All right. Meanwhile, the mayors of New York, Philadelphia, and the governor of New Jersey are all pushing the blame on the weatherman, not their incompetence to react quickly to call a state of emergency, which could have saved lives. No, they're actually saying it was the weatherman who said, "Hey, there's a storm coming." They didn't say, you ready? De Blasio actually said, "We did not get an alert that said you're going to have a massive, unprecedented rain on Wednesday night." De Blasio, I'm going to say it again because it's just amazing. De Blasio actually said, "We did not get an alert that said you're going to have a massive, unprecedented rain on Wednesday night." So because he didn't get an alert that said that, and then he says, goes on, by the way, he says, obviously we would have answered with a whole different approach. De Blasio, next time look out your frickin' window. Do you see massive rain? Oh, unless, of course, you were in Florida enjoying the last remaining state that allows freedom and follows the Constitution. Mayor Kenny? Oh, wait, he blamed, wait for it, climate change. So all you guys driving SUVs, it's your fault that people drowned this week. Don't forget, it's all your fault. All right. Now that I've gone in such an interesting tangent, and enjoying this a lot, by the way, I may actually make the show about this. But let's talk a little bit about the money aspects of the storm. So first of all, gas prices will probably increase and building materials will also become scarce again. I also suspect Home Depot and Lowe's stock to jump in the next few days. So these might be plays for you. All right, let's talk about the wrap-up and what goes on today and what I think you guys should be working about. Talking about. So let's talk a little bit about some stock picks. First of all, I mentioned this yesterday. Chewy, CHWY, is at a 3-month low. And if you remember yesterday when I brought up Chewy, I actually said that Chewy was a stock that if it hits a certain number, I wanted to play this stock. So if we take a quick look at Chewy, CHWY, we're actually going to see where this hit today and why I liked it. So here's Chewy. So here's the stock. Here's the chart, and it actually hit my number. My number was 77. So I think Chewy's a play. And don't forget, look, here's the deal. Chewy's very simple. Everybody loves their dog. So let's go for it, man. Everybody loves their pet, loves their dog. So Chewy's not going to go out of business. Yes, there might be less people orders online, but why would anybody stop ordering online? This is what's going to happen in the future. Everybody's going to order online, so I think Chewy's a great play. All right, Bitcoin. By the way, Bitcoin was up and stayed over 50,000 for a while, so I think Bitcoin is a play. I also like Ethereum, which is up at 4,000. And I'm going to tell you that I've been looking a little bit at Dogecoin because I have it. I have Dogecoin, I have Ethereum, and I'm pretty happy with the results of Ethereum. Dogecoin is kind of sitting where I bought it, but I looked at this chart today, and the way I read charts, I'm going to tell you, I believe Dogecoin is an absolute buy if you want to play this. Now, just understand that this is one of those things where I still don't quite get it, and you might not quite get it too, but if I buy something low and I sell it high, I don't care. So it might be a play for you if you wanted to get into Dogecoin. All right, if you guys remember, I told you to buy Uber. Now there's still time. Don't forget, Uber is going to take over the world when driverless cars come in. I want to thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. Don't forget to hit that share button. Don't forget to share this with somebody you love. Hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed the show. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Of course, from time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show. The opinions discussed in this show are solely mine, that's for sure. And no one else has asked me to discuss them. Thank you for watching Money Chat Now. We look forward to your continued support. We will see you on Tuesday. Monday we are off.